Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the East Brandywine Township Board of Supervisors AM meeting for Thursday, May 4th, 2023 at 9 a.m. Today's agenda, just a reminding that a recording device will be used during this meeting. Opening the meeting, we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. I'm going to open it up for public comment for agenda items. Rules of conduct for public meetings established by Resolution 2001-08. The time allotted to each individual making a public comment shall be 3 minutes unless otherwise set by the presiding officer. Additional public comment may be granted at the discretion of the meeting by the officer conclusion of this meeting. Any public comment for for agenda items?
Non-agenda item?
No, I'm sorry, it's for agenda, sorry. Okay, seeing none, we're going to move on to the minutes of the previous board meeting, 4/2023. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to accept the Board of Supervisors April 20th, 2023 regular monthly session meeting minutes.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, authorization to pay bills and approve payroll. I already had a chance to go through this. I don't know if you did or not, but,
For the bills? Yeah, I already did.
okay. No, I'm good. Yeah, I did.
I'll make a motion to authorize to pay the bills and approve payroll as presented.
And I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We don't have any old business or new business, and we don't have any subdivision and zoning applications. Next, I'm going to turn it over for ordinances and resolution for consideration to Matt Van Loo for Resolution 05-2023, Traffic Signal Maintenance Agreement.
Thank you. Previously, PennDOT would require the Board of Supervisors to pass a resolution every time a traffic signal was revised. There were improvements to maybe an intersection with the traffic signal. PennDOT, part of their Paperwork Reduction Act, is asking the township to pass a resolution which states that the township will also sign a maintenance agreement with the Commonwealth. So this resolution authorizes myself to sign this agreement. What the agreement states is that the township will maintain traffic signals, the signs, and everything related to those particular intersections according to their regulations. Also, what has spurred this is we just received yesterday changes to the intersection proposed changes to the intersection at Bondsville Road and 322. This is part of the Pulte development. So in order for those changes to move forward, the agreement would have to be signed with PennDOT.
Okay. Any questions from the audience? Any questions from the board?
Nope. I'll make a motion for Resolution 5 of 2023, the traffic signal maintenance agreement to be executed by our Roadmaster Matthew Van Loo.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, Matt.
Okay, now public comment for non-agenda items.
Hello, my name's Matt Kanapesky, 425 Creek Road. My property is within the LOD of several active permits in a development. Now, there's an NPDES permit that's been in place, as far as my knowledge, from at least May 29th, 2008. And at that point in time, the NPDES permit number was PA 1011506075. And we had quite a bit of rain last week and everything, and there's a bunch of stormwater issues. Well, part of the NPDES is there's a signage requirement where there's supposed to be a posted number so you can report these concerns and then people can address them immediately. And that's also federally required by the Clean Streams laws and all that stuff. And I apologize if I don't have all the correct terminology, but I think I'm conveying the point sufficiently. The other thing is, when an LOD is in place and an NPDES permit, there should be weekly inspections of all the stormwater and preventative things that are put in place. It's been 5 years, and nobody's come out to look. And while there's a full injunction on my property, the injunction's put in place so that people can work unrestrictedly to do all this stuff, but yet it remains unaddressed. I've been reporting this for a number of years. We're all familiar with this. And then through my concerns of this, there's also been a falsified police report that Chief Cozy was involved with and everything, that it's taken me 3 or 4 years to undo. And most recently, the DEP actually submitted an affidavit admitting that they lied. And Chief Cozy refuses to address this. So this isn't an opinion or anything. This is verifiable. I would like Chief Cozy, number one, removed as chief and investigated by some sort of special, I don't know, citizens board or something like that, or maybe the Attorney General's office, as I've had 9 meetings with them to date. And then besides that, I called the township with these concerns on Monday morning, and they refused to give me the information that's required to be posted and everything. And then township staff said, well, we can't communicate with you per instruction by our solicitor. And I said, okay, well, if you can't answer the questions, I'll just come down and review the documents myself. They said, okay. I said, how's about 15 minutes from now? So then I come down, and then they refuse me entrance into the building to review these permits and everything. So I memorialized this on Facebook Live, and I stood at the counter for about 45 minutes, and then somehow my phone was like jammed, and then I was no longer capable of doing a Facebook Live feed, and I screenshot it. It says, you don't have permission to do a Facebook Live video at this location. Now, I don't know if Chief Cozy has some sort of device or something like that, but Chief Cozy was also supposedly attending a training at that point in time and was unable to address these things. And so was Chief Deputy Yakanitz. Apparently on Monday morning, there was no police available and no staff or anything. So repeatedly they say to speak to Tom Otzi, our solicitor, and gave me documentation in writing that I have with me. And they said, well, it's me, that I can't do this and blah, blah, blah. So my attorney, John Kiefel, is also a resident of East Brandywine Township. So I left the building completely, and then John Kiefel came to the building, also asked to see the permit information, and he was denied access to the permit information. So now we're all here, it's all documented, we have objective witnesses and everything. I'd like to see the permit information now, immediately after this meeting.
So, first of all, I'll let you know you went over your 3 minutes. That's fine. I'm just pointing out the obvious.
That's great.
Second of all, remember, this is a Board of Supervisors meeting. Anything you need directed, you ask the Board of Supervisors today. There's 2 of us, Jason and I, and obviously we'll get back to you with answers. It's not something you can come to us at the Board of Supervisors meeting and say, I want it now. First of all, it doesn't work like that. Second of all, we're happy to get you what you need if it's in our power. The board is. And you direct your answers or questions to the board, and we'll be happy to do it. If you're asking us, if you're looking for this MPDS permit, is that what you're looking for?
I'd like to see the tangible documents, yes, immediately.
Okay, and have you contacted the county yet?
What does that have to do with anything?
Because the county is the one that institutes this process.
It's instituted through several different entities.
Okay,
The
and
DEP,
one other point I wanted to
Cedarville,
make is,
Counter-
you said nobody has inspected it. How do you, are you there every second of the day? How do you know? I
Yep.
mean, I'm just curious, how do you know that nobody's ever
Video
inspected?
surveillance,
So of all the areas?
yes.
Video surveillance?
Yes.
And it's on other people's property?
What?
The MPDS permit you're talking about?
I'm not here to talk about other people's
But
property.
maybe they're inspecting it from other angles. I don't know. That's what I'm asking you.
Well, see, when there's an inspection report. So that's why I want to view this stuff. If,
Who does is it still Joe,
The Frank.
still Joe?
The
And have you
soil
contacted
conservation
Joe yet?
It's not my job to facilitate these things. All I'm doing is I'm aware of deficiencies, and the deficiencies aren't being addressed. And after a rain event of 1 inch of water, there's a requirement to come out and check all the things in place. So it's, all of your logic is negated by the current conditions.
I would beg to differ. I think Joe DeFrank is probably the
You can
person.
beg to differ and walk right out there and look for yourself.
Okay, so obviously I'm not an expert on stormwater management, and that's why we.
Well, there's one sitting right next to you.
Nor is our solicitor an expert on stormwater management.
Okay, so I want to see the NPDES information for PA 1011506075. It's to be made available immediately per request by anyone.
So I'll ask Tom, because I'm not 100% certain, is that something that we would have in the township, or is that through the county, through the conservation?
I don't know whether the township has that permit or not, but I think the appropriate thing to do is to file a right-to-know request in writing, and that way the township can keep
Yeah,
track of the request.
I don't think anybody's dodging the question, nor,
You don't think so?
me personally, I don't, because this is the first time I've heard of it. But again, you can't come to a meeting and say, I want something right this second. Obviously, as the supervisors, Jason and I can only do so much, and
Well, obviously not this second, but
Right.
immediately after this meeting and everything. Am I permitted to view the documents that are in place?
with a
I don't-
right-to-know request, as Mr. Estes just said,
A
anything
right
is
to know
possible.
request, it says, no, I have the NPDES with me. There is absolutely no reference, there's no requirement for a right to know request and everything. It's federal law. When somebody inquires about it, it is to be made available immediately.
If the board has it, or if Jason and I can find it, we assure you you'll have it. That's the best I can tell you.
When?
The second we find it, how would you like us to contact you?
I'll just stay here.
You're welcome to stay here, and after the board meeting, Jason and I will look into it. If it's something that's readily available, and we're legally allowed to give it to you, a copy of it, we're happy to do it. If not, as Mr. Osteen said.
It's not, I don't want to copy because I feel in my opinion, there's something funny going on, and a copy doesn't show me everything, and somebody could accidentally leave a page out or a map out or something like that, so I want it all well documented.
So I don't really answer the question. Is what?
You just want to come and inspect it.
Yes.
Inspect the permit. We'll just take a look at it and see what we can do for you.
And the permitting information is to be on site.
I'm
and
sure it is, if
accessible.
it's something that the.
And it's supposed to be on site for up to 3 years after completion of the project, and the location of the documents is a requirement on all engineered maps. So that's how important it is. It's literally the location of the paperwork is to be identified on all engineered maps and accessible immediately upon request. Now, it's Thursday. I came in for Monday. So, again, will I be allowed access to the document? Now, like you said, you're not an expert. You don't know. I know, and I have the information with me to prove I know. Tom Otzi just says he thinks. Well, Tom, I don't know. Maybe you have cognitive issues or something like that, or maybe
All
you're
right,
just
well,
not.
let's keep it to the board again. This is Jason and I's domain, so to speak, for this meeting.
I think it's my domain. I'm a citizen, and the reason we have these meetings.
All right, well, if there's nothing else, as stated, Jason and I will immediately following this meeting, look and see what
If
we
you're going to
have.
permit me to talk, you should not interrupt me.
Well, you're done talking, because I already gave you the 3 minutes. But anybody else have any comments or on non-agenda items? Okay, seeing none, the board did meet an executive session on 4/20/23 and on 5/4/20, which is today. So we have an executive.
I'm sorry, yeah, so Chairman Croft's preference is that we indicate in the affirmative that there was no meeting. So just clarifying.
Okay, so there was no executive session, and so we're not doing one today as well, correct?
I don't know. There is a request to discuss not legal matters, real estate purchase matter. But I don't know if that individual is available to meet So
Okay.
it suffices to say, if an executive session
Then
for
we'll
the purpose
announce
of
it
real
after.
estate occurs, we will announce it at the next public meeting of the Board of Supervisors.
Okay, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
So moved. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, everybody.